I thought I got far away from the snow as possible. But the year I moved to Las Vegas, it snowed. So it was crazy. It followed me then. So this first song is what we call the translation of the opening of the door song. So before any ceremony, we like to almost like with the pipe together, it's almost like bringing together heaven and earth. And when you sing this song, you open up the portals. We say the 4 directions. And you tell the ancestors you're going to be calling them. You're opening up the portals so they can come through. You bless the space we are in. So it is, we say in our language, like good enough or blessed enough for them to come into this space. Not only this space is important, but the space in here, in the heart and the mind. And sometimes we have to come to ceremony because there's too much going on in here, too much going on in our heart. You need a medicine man or a place of ceremony so that you can be heard. Like your voice sometimes is like a whisper into the heavens, but in a place like this, it's like a booming voice where you are heard. And the song brings them in, and you gotta trust the wind to bring your words up to the Creator. Trust the ancestors, your guides to come in to hear your words and help you to take your words to the Creator. And this is the opening song.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Sedona Wolf Week. And what we have here is Apex Protection Project. This is Steve Westell, who is the co-founder of Apex Protection Project. And they have a sanctuary in Los Angeles, and they also advocate on behalf of the wild wolf. And this is one of our events as part of Sedona Wolf Week. Hopefully you've heard of it and seen it around town. Ken Rowe has generously offered to do a bronze sculpture of Sarge for today, so you can all see this amazing work in progress. And we're here to help raise awareness for what we're trying to do. There are several things happening today. We have performers inside as fundraisers. We have one-of-a-kind, unique, can't get it anywhere else, but only here, wine tasting. And it's $100 per glass, but you can't taste it anywhere else, so trust me. And 100% of that money goes right back to the wolves. We have multiple silent auction items for all of you to bid on. All goes to the wolves. And if you would like to meet a wolf up close and personal, please see Joanne inside. We have several of the pack, 5 other pack members up on the terrace for private meet and greets. This is a unique opportunity you will never, very few of us ever get to experience, and I highly recommend it. Again, it's a donation to the wolves, and it all goes to their care and their food. We're 100% volunteer, so we give all that money right back to them. So Sarge, what we're going to do is he's it's all on their terms. So hopefully he will cooperate, but we may need to take a little break. No sudden movements, no loud noises. Please don't jump up. If you need to exit, please exit to that direction, because we're going to keep that open and safe for him over here in case he needs a break. Does anybody have any questions before we get started? No? Okay. So enjoy. We are throughout Tlaquepaque. I hope you'll sign up to meet some wolves and taste some amazing wine and bid on some art to help raise a lot of money for them. Thank you so much.
Okay, everybody. What a turnout. This is amazing. Did you ever expect to come to Sedona and meet wolves? No. Do you ever expect to come to Tlaquepaque and meet wolves? No. Well, this organization, this entire week, I have a very profound feeling for wolves. I think what Steve and Paula do, and Betsy and everybody else with their organizations is absolutely amazing. When they asked me to do this, I did some research and I found out, and Steve can correct me if I'm wrong, 75% of captive-born hybrid wolf dogs are euthanized. Is that correct?
60 to 70% are end up in rescues or are euthanized by the agency.
Yeah.
It's an estimate, but a lot of them are, yes.
So, can you imagine being in Steve and Paula's shoes, and you're a nonprofit, and your bank account's low, and you get the phone call. We've got a wolf that's in an inhumane enclosure. We're going to have to adopt it out. You're the last people we can think of. What do? He takes it. Well, where does the money come from? It comes from functions like this, and that's why I'm here to help in any way I possibly can, because can you imagine having to say, no, I can't take it? That's got to be brutal, and for what these people do is very, very courageous. Can you imagine being in that position to say, no, I couldn't. I would eat dirt before I would let my wolves, if I was doing this, go to be euthanized. And so I'm begging you people to please support any way, shape, or form you can on today's function and the rest of today's events. Okay, so with that, I was born and raised in Arizona, and I'm going to tell you something, because I think artists are a conduit for every good or bad influence you've ever had in your life. An example is if I'm teaching a workshop and I've got people that are sculpting the same horse, I can tell by the horse they're sculpting their experiences based on how angular and how mean or how soft or how kind that horse is that they're sculpting. So the guy that's been bucked off is going to sculpt a harder horse than the woman that may have had really kind experiences with the horse. Me, I've had nothing but incredible experiences with these animals, and that's, I think, hopefully what you see, because I don't see, I respect them immensely. I know what they're supposed to do. I know what we are supposed to do, and I never forget that. So the respect, I guess is the word I'm looking for, and the reverence is what I want you to see in my work. You can't get better than this. Can you take a photo and do it? No. I always use live reference. So today you guys are going to see behind the scenes of how a piece starts. I only have an hour and a half, so it's not going to be complete, but I want you to see how a piece starts in the field, while I'm at a zoo or a wildlife rehab center, and I'm working with these animals. So here we go. You ready? All right. All right, so as an artist, well, I'll give you a quick story. They say there's nothing worse than a convert, right? I used to be a taxidermist. Does that say it all? Okay. But with that, I learned a lot. I learned anatomy. I learned what's under that hair. I learned how to build things from the inside out, and I learned about skeletons. And what I learned is to break things down into their basic shape and form. And that's what we're going to start with him. Okay, you see where his ears are? And since he's black, you can't tell as well, but there's a mass that comes right from the back of his eye, straight back toward what's called the ruff. So what I'm going to do is start with the ruff. Okay, you ready? Oh, and I need an official timer. How long have I been sculpting? 3 minutes? Okay, so who could be, Cliff, will you be the official timer? All right, so we're 3 minutes in, right? Here we go. That's a different hair pattern than what's going to be on the top of his head, which is the mask. All right, so now I'm going to work on the mask. Well, actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to work on his profile, since he's giving that to me. Okay. This is all about silhouettes at this point in time. This is a silhouette. That's going to be a silhouette. Okay? Now you see where I'm going with this? Okay? All right? Okay, there again, we're still working our way forward. We can use take a break just so that it's fine. Oh, okay. One of yours or? Oh.
It's like a snack.
He sees a snack, otherwise known as a dog.
He's 8 years old. Good question. What's the life expectancy? In the wild, 6 to 8 years is average. There are some 12-year-olds out there, but for the most part, it's pretty rough out there. In captivity, we've had them up to 21. We've rescued in the last 8 years. We've either helped rescue or rehabilitate over 60 animals. And the oldest was 21. We had one at 19, one at 18. But generally, in captivity, with good health, if their breeding was okay, because there's a lot of really bad breeding and people trying to make a buck. If their breeding's okay, they can live that long. You know, but 13, 12, 13, a little longer than a big dog generally lives. But then again, these guys eat filet mignon every day. They get their amino acids. They get their glucosamine. They get all this stuff. Plus, they get great vector too, so that helps.
Yeah. Where are they from?
I'm sorry?
Where are they from?
Where they're from? So we rescue, all of our animals are rescued, they're exotic pets, people buy them as exotic pets. And, you know, someone likes the wolf, they want to be Jon Snow, the wolf is their totem animal, you know, but they don't really put in the research. They're a full-time job. There's a success rate, and some people are successful, but generally their lifestyle is completely different. They don't have a regular job, they live in the middle of nowhere, they can have 8-foot-high fences, they can spend all day with the animal. They need a lot of socialization, a lot of work, otherwise you can't revert back to their wild nature. So unlike dogs, they don't have that. They're not domesticated in the same way. So unless you have that kind of time, they can be big issues with people. And people get them, and usually around 1.5, 2 years old, that's when their wolfy behavior comes out, and that doesn't mean say aggression, because people always associate wolf with aggression. They're actually very timid, very shy. The reason why Sarge is here is because he's very, very chill. If you go to meet some of the others up on top, some of them are going to be really shy and a little skittish. Generally that's their behavior, but that behavior doesn't make a good pet. You know, you can't take them to your friend's house, they get scared of umbrellas, they get scared of flags, they get scared of the wind blowing, and you have to socialize them through their life. Like a dog, you kind of get them through their puppyhood, and then they're fine. With these guys, you have to continue. You know, if you live out in the country and you want them to go into the city, you need to constantly be bringing them. And taking these guys out is not easy, so most people end up tying them up in the backyard. And then guess what happens? They get wilder and wilder, and then someone gets hurt, or, you know. So when we get them, they usually have a lot of issues. They've been through the ringer a lot of times. So they need to learn to trust again and be rehabilitated. We don't really train them to do tricks. You know, they'll sit when we give them their food, so we don't lose a finger when we're putting it down. You know, things like that. All of our guys, because we're so small, they're actually trained off leash. And when I say trained off leash, they come back most of the time. But we live in the middle of nowhere, so you know they do come back, but they don't always come back on our terms. But they get to run as a pack, which is really wonderful. It's very healing for them because We're in California.
What part of California?
A place called Acton, about 45 minutes north of Hollywood. It's a little cowboy town right on the end of this forest. So they get to run up there. We haven't seen anyone up in our hills in 3 years.
Are these typical American wolves, North American wolves?
Gray wolves, yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Steve, how many calls a year would you guesstimate on wolves that need to be rescued? Captive.
Okay, we belong to a nationwide network of rescues. So all of us kind of come together and we pass emails back and forth. And there's a woman called Susan Weidel from a rescue called Wolf in Colorado. And she puts out bulletins and we get at least 3 to 7 a week. I mean, it's pretty much an epidemic. Sometimes it's great pain. Sometimes some breeder gets closed down because they're illegal, and then you got to find a place for all the animals, and most of the rescues are full. So it's really difficult to house them. And then there's a big issue right now with what we call low nose, which are low to no content. Someone bought them, someone told me it was a wolf, and about 40% of the people in this country who think they have a wolf, they think they have a wolf, are actually got some kind of shepherd Malamute mix, and someone told them it was a wolf because it makes some money, and they believe it. People look kind of wolfy, they behave really well. But if they end up in the pound, and someone uses the W word, as we say, they're stuck. They can't adopt them out. So we're USDA certified, so we can pull them, but we can't pull them if we have nowhere to put them. And we do rehome if they are low content and really easy to handle, but we don't know that until we evaluate them, so it's difficult. And then we have a 6-page application form, we have a house check, we have to make sure that they're not going to come back, and these people are actually equipped to know what they get into. And we do train people who work with them, and people call us who have wolf dogs, and they're like, I'm having a really hard time, and I love it when those people do that rather than get rid of them, because most people dump them right away. I can't deal with it. So some people come to us and we bring them up, and we go through and we teach them, and there's been some really good success stories. So just keep trying to save as many as we can. Yes?
Do you guys specialize in like taking hybrids? Like that
Most rescues take, hybrid. I mean, there are not that many full wolves out there that are bought as pets. Even when people say they have one, they're either not telling the truth or they've been really misled.
I came from Colorado and we had up to 40,000 hybrids that were owned by people, and people just released them into the wild and they wouldn't survive more than a year.
No. And the people ask us a lot, they go, do you release them? And that would be wonderful. But, well, one, it's illegal, and two, these guys would be dumpster divers. They've never been taught to hunt. They don't have a pack. They would never survive. They'd be a lone wolf out there and they would die. And they do. And I don't know why people think they would survive if they release them, but chances are they're not.
How much does he weigh?
He's 119 pounds last week. I mean, he looks heavier, but he's still got his winter coat, which is unusual that he has. Most of them are below, what we call below the coat. It just comes out. We get about a garbage bag of fur from each animal. In fact, we're giving it out of there in little bags. It's a souvenir. Oh yes, if anybody wants to taste this beautiful wine, it's a fundraiser. It's inside. It is $100 a glass, but it's very rare and you can't get it anymore, right?
No, can't get it.
Where they went, they keep using the walls in the 99-cent store. I'm not even kidding. I find them in their kennels like every day. That's my volunteers. They keep laughing at me. You got a hot dog. Sorry.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write down a number between 1 and 100. And I'm going to donate a glass of that $100 wine to whoever comes the closest to this number I just wrote down. All right?
17.
38.
65, 64.
79.
9.
42.
Keep going.
95. 45. 40. It's so cool. 13.
Is that it?
98.
13.
One more.
Who had the highest number?
98. 79.
Number 90.
Okay, I'll
It's
bring
all
it
yours.
out.
But you have to give us a full report. Why? All right, so if you will pour this gentleman a glass of wine.
Yes, sir.
I think Steve deserves a bottle or a glass, at least, right? No.
I would love a glass. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Don't listen to my Australian friend.
We don't need it.
should pay $100?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Who thinks
All
I
right.
should pay for it?
Yeah. All right. Bring Steve a glass of wine, please. It's done. Okay, guys, here we are still roughing it in. How many minutes? 35 minutes, all right.
He's 8 years old. And that's one of the reasons why we felt like it was worth it with this surgery. He had surgery on his back leg, very, very expensive. You know, he has a good life to live yet. Before, you may not have been here, but we've had him up to 21 years old, so, you know, he could get into his late teens, and he's very strong and healthy now, so that's one of the reasons why, you know, a lot of people didn't want to rescue him because he's a little older, and he had a broken leg, but he's been such a gift to us, and we've been very, very lucky with temperament of all of our animals. They just seem to come to us, and I don't think it does. I think the pack kind of balances them out, and there's a good energy there. We have great volunteers, so they come into a place that really kind of calms him down. So he's really in a good place now in his life, and kind of let go of his past life, I think. He's kind of got a new family now, and he's really happy.
So where's Steve's wine?
Thanks, Ken. I like this guy.
Yeah.
I think it got just something that just flew
Okay,
in.
Yeah,
so
well-
the gentleman over here is tasting it now.
Something that just came through the air.
When we became a rescue, before that I worked in restaurants. I also done some acting, which is why I worked in restaurants. But I was a sommelier, and I had a very good wine collection. And when we became a rescue, I now drink box wine. It was the last thing to go. I was like, no, not the wine. So my volunteers are really sweet. Once in a while they bring me a bottle of wine, and I'm like,
Okay,
I love it when Vernon serves me wine. Come on, give me that.
I paid $100 seriously
Oh,
for this.
good.
You did not.
I paid $100 for a glass of wine. If I'm prepared to pay $100 and I'm part of the organisation, I think that a few of you should go in there and pay $100 to be on my team. What do you think? Come on. We need to get some other people in there paying $100. And I'll also give you the autographed photo free for whatever movie of mine that you would like.
I don't talk in the mic.
It's not nice.
They remind me of other things. Some of those other movies though. Anyway, that's for Steve, and seriously I did pay for it because that's the only way it's done properly. And if anybody else would like to come in and get a glass of wine, it is your last chance. You will never find this wine again. Period. Gone. So come in. That's written on the piece of paper. Seriously. So please come in and join us and get a glass of wine and an autographed picture and whatever you want. Except for Steve, he's not for sale.
We won't give him away though.
I'd like to encourage you all to not forget to check the silent auction list and wonderful items over there. Get your bids in now, so you can take one of those pictures home.
You stick your head in my face. I've trained him. Thank you, Vernon.
Thank you. So is it worth it? Yes.
It's absolutely delicious. It's really
Good. So the expert, our local wine expert, was talking to me a couple months ago. That happens to be one of the partners in this vineyard, in this winery. And he said, well, what do you have? And I told him, he says, oh, really? You want to sell? No. No, I don't. I have 3 cases, 2 of which are here today. So, he said this wine started off as a really, really good wine. But he said it aged to an extraordinary one. So it's 5 years of aging to now, quote him, extraordinary wine. Yeah.
We don't let him drink yet, but we'll smell it.
Have you ever had your domestic dog get into your beer? It's in a drunk dog. It's not a pretty thing. I can only imagine what a wolf would be like, right?
We don't really have a home, really. It's kind of a square that we live in now. We actually have patio furniture in our living room because nothing else would work. We have metal. So it's a pool couch that we put around the pool, metal arms. We can take the cushions off at night when we go to bed. I mean, he doesn't live in the house, but 3 of them do. When we have guests, I make sure we lock up all their leather shoes, everything else. Yes.
I want to know more about from the movie last night, the Wolf Connection, and like, do they do tours? And can people like take pictures of it? The kids?
So Wolf Connection is where I started out. Back 8 years ago, I saw the film last night. Like that? Is that better? So I started out at Wolf Connection, and Wolf Connection does a lot of, they work with addicts and average youth and things like that. Paula and I were much, they rescue just like we do, but Paula and I were much more interested in saving wolves in the wild and educating kids. So their wolves, they do a wonderful job. Their wolves actually help kids.
Don't drink it.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, you have a question? Does anybody have? Sure.
Steve, how do people contact you to find out about your tours, donations?
I have a card in my pocket that I'll give to you. And, well, I don't want to come over here right now, but I'll give it to you. Also, our website is apexprotectionproject.org. So, apexprotectionproject.org. We don't advertise our tours on our website. We like to keep them kind of low-key because we are inviting people into our home. So if I told you about it, then obviously call me and tell me. So a lot of it is word of mouth. We keep it very, very intimate, so we don't have more than 12 people. We don't have very, very little kids, so they have to be over, I think we said 6, because the little ones tend to run around screaming, and these guys are all off leash, and I don't want to get them knocked over. Not because they're going to, I mean, they were kissing babies today, so it's not that. It's just that when they're running and these guys are off leash, they can, you know, they don't really stop because you're little, they just run. But yeah, so yeah, apexprotectionproject.org. You can follow us on our Facebook page as well, Apex Protection Project. We post almost daily. Our Instagram also, there's lots and lots of pictures and hikes and videos. If you go to my YouTube channel, it's Steve Westell. There's tons of videos of the rescues and different things on there too, and we post those on Facebook as well. So we keep, especially our donors, we keep them, you know, up to date with everything. We're always looking for monthly donations, so we can set up monthly donations on our website. Monthly donations are the lifeblood because Paul and I don't get paid for this, by the way. I'm a professional magician. I do that now professionally because it gives me time to spend with the wolves. But none of us make a salary. All of our volunteers are on one day. I hope we will. But all the money goes to the animals and their care. So our monthly donations really help us to, if there's an emergency vet bill, it can be 10 grand and you can empty the bank account on that. And there could be a rescue where we have to leave right now and go get this animal. When we get monthly donations, we know what's coming in every month, and so we know that they're fed, we know that they have their meds and stuff like that. It's easy to raise money when I put a picture. I'm really good at making sappy videos. And it's easy to roll in money when an animal's sick. But then when you rescue an animal, you still have to feed it for the rest of its life. You have to take care of it for the rest of its life, and there's obviously medical bills, and as they get older, more and more and more. So it's important for us to keep a surplus in the bank account for those occasions, because 7 animals get sick, one of them gets bitten by a rattlesnake, something happens, it all goes away real fast, and then, you know. But it doesn't really matter, because when I see this guy the other day, I was on top of the hill. Yes?
I'm a professor for the University of Phoenix. We got 175,000 students. If you let me know how I can help, just let me know. I mean, I'll come over and see you later.
Absolutely, I'll give you a card and we can talk when we get home. I'm going to get home and sleep for about a week. And then this schedule has been so intense. These guys are worn out, we're worn out. It's been, you have to have eyes in the back of your head when you're walking around with these guys, so it takes a lot of energy. But we have such a wonderful energy in Sedona, and you know, the people, all of you here are so amazing, and that's why we're back here. And we came last year to do a screening of a movie called Medicine of the Wolf, and we ended up doing 4 of those. And while we were having lunch at Poco Diablo, my brother's girlfriend, who came out to visit, said, "You should do Sedona Wolf Week." And Betsy and Timon and my wife Paula went, and here we are, 6 wolves. Got some really great company with some of the wolf people that we know, because they know how difficult it is to travel with 6 wolves, but these guys have done amazing. And as you can see, he's really stressed out right now. Not enjoying himself at all. People think we drugged them somehow. I don't know if you were there. Was anybody at the movie last night? You were sleeping on stage? Were you there when the one with Kona pooped, or the other one?
The second one.
You were the poop one, yeah. There's a wolf dog for you.
Okay, Cliff, how we doing at the time? 55 minutes. Okay, so this is, I had this conversation with an artist friend of mine about a month ago. Is there ever a point in time where you've noticed when you do a piece, or you're watching somebody do a piece, it goes really ugly? And it does. And I'm going to show you what that looks like, because this is going to go really ugly for about 10 minutes. So watch this. All right?
By the way, Barbara, can you wave your arm there? This is Barbara, who I told you about. We call her Sarge's grandma. She literally saved Sarge's life, and he owes all of this to her. Thank you. It was the best honor of our life. We snuck up to her house the other day and said, "Are you going to be home? Because we have a delivery." And she opened the door. She goes, "You're not delivering Sarge, right?" And I'm like, "Put your cat away."
So this is building it from the inside out again, like the skeleton. So, that's okay. Did I lie or is that ugly? Okay, there you are. See the two.
Yep.
Upper eyelid, right there. The insertion right here, across the top. All right.
Yep.
Now we'll do the other side. Across the top. Okay, now we're going to do the lower eyelid. And I'd say after this, we all celebrate and go in and have a glass of wine. How's that?
And how long have you been sculpting?
This is my 30-year anniversary this year.
Anniversary?
Yeah, 30 years.
What was your first sculpture?
It was a horrible piece called, it was a white-tailed buck chasing a doe called In the Mood. And even the title was bad. Yeah.
What did you use the first time?
Pardon?
What materials did you use the first
It
time?
was cast in bronze. So I use the same material I'm using now, but when I did cast it in bronze, it was a real waste of money. Yeah. They
And,
say you should not cast the first 10 pieces you sculpt, and I really think that's the case.
and what was it that got you started?
You know, I just absolute fascination with animals, their physiology, their anatomy. And, you know, seeing them in the wild just is so profound to me. It's like, you know, to watch a wolf run at, 25 miles an hour and rope 15 for, you know, miles on end. It's so beyond any human could do in terrain that we would probably break our ankle on. It's just remarkable to me.
The sculpture in particular, how did that come about? Did you draw it?
Well, I used to sculpt mannequins for the taxidermy profession, and so that's basically what we did, was we sculpted these life-size animals. I'm sorry? Oh, the question was, what if I make a mistake and don't like it? That defines the sculpting process in general, is you just eliminate mistakes. So time is my best tool. And so when I'm doing something like this, tomorrow my perspective will be totally different on this animal. But I'll live with the memory of what I can remember, and maybe refine a little bit in my studio. But typically I just shelf it, make mental notes of what I want to fix, go back to the animal later, and continue the piece. So it is just a matter of eliminating mistakes the whole time. I'm sorry? Oh, go right ahead, please.
So, I know we talked about meeting the wolves earlier, and I just wanted to have two people who just met them, Bobby and Larry, explain the experiences they just had in hopes that maybe you would want to introduce as well and come in and make a donation to help keep this pack healthy and happy. So there you go. Just explain what you experienced.
It was phenomenal and very spiritual, and they are so wonderful. People just had a great time. There was at least 5 up there, and you got to interact with all of them.